there. Morning.
How are we all feeling today?
It's Thursday. It's a beautiful day.
It
Excellent.
is Thursday. It is Thursday. So how are we feeling coming off post-conference highs?
Honestly, it's a roller coaster because there's so much. So trying
Okay.
to absorb, trying to figure out, okay, what are my priorities coming out of that energy and like back to life. Now we've got to do it. So it's my first big conference. So for me, it is a whirlwind. But
So what are your wins from conference? Like what's one or two wins you feel like you had?
well, one was, I got 8 of the 10 people that I wanted to see and got to have the conversation that I wanted. So that was a big one. And just, my revelation was I'm a builder. I need to be leading people. That's my strength. And so now looking at definitely, I still have to produce because I have to make money to be able to build. But my journey is helping others and helping leaders and help people find their worth so that I can bring value in that way. So it clarified that a little bit more for me. So that was a big win.
All right. Who else?
I want to piggyback off Kristen because I feel that same way. Like, I need to produce, but I just love people so much and want to help them succeed. So I feel you there.
So what are you going to do to grow yourself as a leader? What's your action plan?
More books, being better to myself, just keeping on the track of mentality and learning from others and following the people that are winning.
All right. Who else has got wins? Let's go. This is participatory here.
I'll jump in. I mean, I think, and it's not that I haven't been trying to build, but I agree. The building is the key. But I think the other thing with me is being more intentional with resets, right? I mean, I think, and that's easy, right? Just have to ask the questions. I think I'm leaving a lot of money on the table for myself, but more importantly, not fully protecting my clients as much as I should.
Okay. I
That was,
like it.
yeah, that was the eye opener. And I should say it was an eye opener. It's things that I was aware of, but just front and center, right? I think resets and building, if you didn't get those two messages and growing yourself, right? And to your earlier point, right? You have to grow yourself in order to be attractive to others.
Absolutely. You do. So, right. Does anybody want to follow someone that doesn't feel like they're leading? Like, right, like they're developing and growing. And I mean, I will tell you one of my big takeaways from conference was, as I talked to a lot of leaders, I just like all I kept hearing Sarah in her head say was, I can smell leadership development across the country by just listening to them. And I saw it. I saw it from different leaders in this company. And I could literally tell you, just based on my conversations, I know who is and I know who isn't just by talking to them. Um, right. So we can't ask, people to come do this, that if we're not willing to do it ourselves, and put that time in. Like one of the questions I think is really important that you can do is say, like, who do you think you are today going forward versus who you were a week ago at this time walking, listening to main stage, right? Like where is that shift, right? Like who was I before conference and who am I now and who am I going to be? Right? Like that, to take that emotional high and then transfer it into a real question that you write down that says like, hey, it's there, right? Like you guys heard like for everybody that was on Be a Better Builder today, right? Like you can listen to Tristan and Luke and realize they're right. There's no doubt in their belief in this business, but their belief in themselves because they're growing as leaders, right? Like you heard me talk to Tristan a little at the end. Like Tristan and I got to spend some time together. It was great. I really like Tristan. He's awesome. Uh, like I was like, man, like we both said it. We're like, oh, we're totally gonna be friends, right? You just meet some people. You're like, okay, I'm gonna be friends with that person. Like we just kind of operate similarly. Um, but did you have any doubts that that's what they do, right? Like, and that's where they go. So that you know that side of it like really matters. So like, and your mindset has to be the bridge, right? So you know how Casey showed the bridge, right? When he was on stage presenting, like Casey talked about how we go from being owned by a job, because I've been there, even though I own the company, to right being the actual business owner, right? Like you got to do that bridge in like your daily actions too, right? You got to walk across that bridge each day in your daily actions to get to there. Um, you know, I'm just watching activity and what's going on, and I'm like just overall, and I think some people have come out and really just hit the ground running, and I think some other people are spinning their wheels. Um, you know, well, no, I have to have all this perfectly planned out. No, go make a mess. Like just start, move forward. Like it's okay to mess up. Like we're all gonna mess up all the time, every day. Like you got to have that going forward. So who else? What else we got?
Oh, I'm gonna say something. I think what I got out of conference um was the fact that people intentionally sought me out and asked for advice. So that was kind of shocking to me. And the fact that I actually regurgitated stuff. And I'm like, oh wow, I did know some things, but it's literally because I'm in a 400 square feet trailer camper and I hear it all the time from Trevor's end, and I'm hearing all the calls. So it's kind of like I'm soaking in on the peripheral and basically applying it. Um, and and I think what I got out of it is that yes, I do have to be more intentional with my own personal development. Otherwise, like Trevor said, like I can't lead if I'm not personally growing. So that was my takeaway. And I'll see you guys later.
Hey, Mel, I'll just say, as someone who, saw you and met you for the first time in Denver a year ago, right? I think this time last year, whether it was perception or reality, it was like Trevor's doing this business, and yeah, Mel's got this other thing going on, but she kind of helps out when she can a little bit. To like you have elevated yourself, and the two of you guys are like a power couple, right? You know, you guys are partners in this thing, right? And I think everyone recognizes that and sees that. So that's why people are intentionally seeking you and seeking your advice.
Thank you. Next time I'm with a name tag that help desk, not license.
Well,
That's
Mel,
my running
even,
joke.
oh, sorry.
Now go ahead,
E-
let's see.
Even from Orlando to this time, 9 day difference, like your energy behind
Thank
it
you.
and everything. So thanks for being so awesome.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Bender, let's see.
I mean, she is the best. I'm biased, but she is. So anybody else want to share anything they felt like they really got out of conference, like a big, like, okay, like this is something like I'm really gonna do going forward?
I just want to share. I enjoyed the power partners couple with Danny Young and Sandy, and then Jamie and Corey. Two different relationships, two different dynamics, and
Yep.
I really love all the building stuff, and I love what Danny had to say. His speech by far was my favorite also on that Wednesday night or Wednesday day. But I really believe in, a lot of stuff. I think from the very start, I had a really strong belief going there and being there, being present, just kind of solidified everything for me. And I wanted to hear because, being here with my husband, I wanted to kind of like get a lot of, how does it work with couples? How does you know, the recruiting. It doesn't matter if I'm bringing people in under me or under him, but aren't we both one? And, you know, just has like a lot of questions and a lot of just curiosity about that. But I really enjoyed just listening to Danny and Sandy. Like their story is so cute, so beautiful. I love how she is with him. And he said in the beginning, um, when he married her, she had a really, really low self-esteem, like a very severe one about herself. And then through this business, it brought her out of that shell. And the person that she is today, I mean, if you guys are there for that, you see how loving she is towards him. Those are things for me that I really, you know, value, and I loved seeing, because I think I need to work on that with me and my husband. You know, our temperaments are so opposite, and I'm very strong-willed and very, you know, but being in business, I don't know. I got a lot out of it. It's hard for me to explain it, but you know, being married for so long and seeing their relationship, and how it works, and like they never fight, never, you know. And I thought I hear that from really, really great, strong relationships. Um, and I think that's very beautiful. And I don't know, there's so much that I've learned, so much that I took away, and it's really hard for me as I'm still trying to process everything. But I thought it was a great experience. I'm glad that we were there. I'm very, very happy our daughter was there. I think it was just a very priceless journey experience to have, and just very grateful for it.
What did you think of the time you got to spend with Jim and him talking to you about you and Miller and how you can like work on that
And who, wait,
with Jim Lee?
oh man, he was so amazing. You know, he spoke so much life into my husband, and just, you know, after their conversation, I didn't really get to hear a lot of it, but I did get the feedback from my husband. It was almost a little bit of what you said to Mel after going to your first conference, because it just like Miller was so emotional, you know, and he just, we walked out that whole, you know, the time they were talking from inside the place all the way outside. We were walking down the street and they were still talking. But it just kind of like got wheels turning for Miller, and it just kind of like it made him, he was excited. He was really excited, and I just loved that. You know, it made me feel so good, like yes, you know, like a spark is being, you know, started here with him. And I think I also like what Scott was saying, you know, like you're not gonna come away from conference and then you're you know 90 times better, you know, even though a lot of us are like, oh my gosh, I got all this greatness. Now you come back and you're like, what is it? What am I gonna do? You know, where, you know, I'm gonna do something great now. It's gonna take time, but I know that something was lit right there with his interaction with him, and I'm just excited to see what unfolds from that.
Yep, that is why we go though, right? It's about implementing going forward. Anybody else want to share?
I think although I'm excited and motivated, I allowed it to poke holes in my weaknesses so I can see them and find where I need to improve self-development and redevelop some leadership skills that I used to have 20 years ago. I think we're born now. Just getting through the change of the mindsets of moving forward, and being more focused on the actual where the rubber hits the road, making the dials and carving out a schedule that allows me to maybe expand from 150 to 300 to even 500 or 1,000 dials a week, and just to sharpen up those skills, and then to increase the value of each lead. And Steve Bender shared the idea of getting a coach that he's used. And yesterday, to that may be even more valuable than the lead level that you purchase to be able to, have someone coach me in areas where I might need the help in. So it all kind of just exposed all that to me, seeing the great successes that everybody can have and where it is that I need to improve so that I can have that too.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Matthews and I both use Jim as our coach, and he'll tell you the same thing, right? Like we'll literally answer you the exact same of not only was it worth every penny, I paid double, triple of what I paid to get to where I am. Um, and that, that side of things, having someone that, hey, like when I go to gym, like we do, like he gives me stuff, but I got to go do it, right? Like, okay, hey, how we're going to implement this? We're doing, I'm really trying to break down here over the weekend. I'm going to do a pretty big SWOT analysis, on where we're at, like what we're doing, where we're going, that kind of thing. Cause it really matters. Like on like how it goes, because here's the deal. There's this weird thing that gets pushed now that's like, that says you got to just work on all your weaknesses. Like, right? The problem is people aren't like making their strengths just exemplify. Okay. And here's a great example. Okay. Think about a golfer. Okay. You hear people that think, oh man, that golfer came off the range. He had a bad round, and Scotty or Tiger, whoever it was, they went and hit Bryson, they went and hit 500 golf balls after that round. And there's people that'll tell me, well, that's them working on their weakness. And I'm like, it's the exact opposite. Their weakness isn't they suck at golf. Their weakness, that's not it. Their strength is they're one of the best in the world, and they're honing that skill. Okay. Right? Are you going in and honing your skill that you're really good at? Your natural, like at your core, I know I'm doing that. Like, are you sharpening like that side of your, like that side of your skills? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's really similar to something that I've like kind of realized in my stuff is like
How's your day going?
me telling myself I'm not gonna do something is a lot less effective than me saying I'm gonna do this instead. Like anytime I put that negative in, like don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, um, it just like it almost makes me want to do it more. Whereas if I'm like, no, I'm just gonna read more, I'm gonna, hang out with my kid more, I'm gonna do this more, and focus on that like broadening and inclusive, like the positive part of it, it just makes it a lot more effective, I guess. Does that make sense? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, Mel was talking, so I mean, yeah, 100% it does.
Do they kind of
Right? So like, here's something you guys could take a screenshot of this. I'll share my screen here. So I'll kind of show you like what a SWOT analysis is. Okay. Like on here.
project formally really I kind of want to like I know that a lot of that came late projects, which should be. I don't think China is quite as ready.
On, hit the wrong thing.
So I kind of
Wrong one.
want to make sure that's what the China
Okay.
is there.
So everybody see this,
Really kind of
right? Take a screenshot of it, right? If you've never done a SWOT analysis before, I'm gonna kind of break this down. Okay. So SWOT, right? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. Okay. So, right, weaknesses and threats are harmful to achieving your objective. Strengths and opportunities, right, are helpful to there, right? And then you have the internal origin, right? Like attributes there, like internal versus external. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So go sit down and really ask yourself this, like in your life and in your business, what are your strengths? Okay. Like, I know in my life, I am good at communication, right? And like leading with intention. Okay. Weakness. I don't say no enough. Okay. I'm having to work on learning how to say no better because I don't want to say no. I want to help everybody. And that's a weakness for me. Like my time does matter and it is okay to say no, right? So what are the threats for that? Like if I don't say no, okay. Oh, my business might suffer. I might skip out on my dial times because someone asked me to come help them. And then I'm not producing. And then the threat is I can't pay my bills and then keep funding building. And you see where I'm going? Like, but those are real things for me. Okay. So do those for yourself. And then you say, what are the opportunities? I mean, what's the opportunity here? We can radically change our life. Okay. Right. What's the opportunity here? We can get time and money back, and everybody says they want it, but not everybody's like willing to do the work to like get at it. Right. So like do this on yourself and like on your business, right? It will make a huge difference. Right. And I want to know, like, when I'm talking to people, what do they love, right? Like everybody knows that talks to me. Like I always ask them, like, what are you passionate about? What's there? You have to learn how to like like go from there, right? So like it's okay to check out the competition when you're doing this, but like so ask yourself these, right? Are others doing what I'm doing? Are they doing it well? Okay. Are they doing it better than I am? Can I become better than they are? If I do become better, what will be the result? And if I don't become better, what will be the result? And if the answer to the last question is you lose, why? Because you're not working in your strength zone. You're working on something that no matter how hard you try, you're not going to get better. Okay. Like at this age, right? If I just say, hey, I'm going to become the best golfer in the world, it does not matter if I hit 10,000 golf balls a day. Yeah. I'm not going to be the best golfer in the world. That's not me working on my strength. But if I work on my leadership development and my ability to help others grow and teach and train others, and I learn how to help others become teachable and trainable, that's probably going to help me to get me to where I want to go. But you got to get specific, right? Like the more specific you are, the more it will help you, right? Because you're trying to find your sweet spot. Okay. Like, what's your sweet spot? Danny Young has sold 10 policies in the 15 years he's been in this company or whatever it is, 10, right? But he had also been working on building a team as he came over. So it's there, but like, who was telling me about? Kristen was talking about it, right? Her intentional question to Christina Watts, right? People walking up to Christina Watts and saying, tell me the one thing about production. That, right? Yeah. Like that's not there. That's like going up to Jake Van Dusen and asking Jake about building a team. Jake doesn't have a team, but Jake writes $700K a year here at this company. Like that's who won the Golden Pin last year. For those that don't know, Golden Pin means you place the most business, right? He didn't write quite as much as Dylan, but he placed more. That's the number that matters. Okay. But that's like going up to Jake and saying, hey, teach me how to build. You wouldn't do that. Yeah. Right. So figure out there. Right. And then how can you tell when you're like overlooking a skill? What do people tell you like they appreciate about you or they're thankful for you about? When you're getting told that, that's probably what you're really good at. And you might be just missing it. If people are telling you like, oh, hey man, Steve, I appreciate about this you, Angie, I appreciate this about you. Heidi, I appreciate this about you, right? Like if multiple people are telling you that, that's probably a strength. Okay. Like, and we waste so much time going there, right? So in your strengths, you want to ask, what am I doing well? You want to get specific, listen for what other praise, look at what others are doing. Okay. Like, you, when I discovered and really focus on what I'm really, really good at, right? And I SWAT what I'm good at, I can help others become more successful. Um, I don't want to be a motivator. I want to be a teacher, right? I don't want to just inspire and impact people. I want to inspire and impact people because I'm teaching them things they can actually use. That's why I do this call, right? Like this call and like what my time value is probably a negative number if I looked at it that way. But what does it do? It's teaching me to be a better leader. It's helping you guys all become better leaders. So you can know yourself to lead yourself, and then you can in turn help other people become better leaders. But you got figure that out. And then when you see people that are successful, do you think they're like working in like their strength zone? Yes.
be honest, I feel like.
Yeah. Do we feel like they're like working well in there? Like, so, like, and you got to study to know that, right? Um, like it goes back to like the Tiger Scotty thing, right? They're operating in there. So I'm gonna pick on Seta for a second, right? Seta is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay. She's really good at it. They've done it for like 20 years. Like they've done it since I met them. Like I don't know them not doing it. Like when I met them, like the first time I actually met them was at their gym working out because Mel was visiting Arizona and like it was at their gym, like on 16th Street and this hot, tiny little gym. And Nathan was like, I remember it. Like I remember the first time I made him because all the kids were right little. Nathan was there, right? Like I remember that. But the skill she has is because she's done it for 20 years now, right? So now what does she do? She teaches other people how to do that. But she can do that because that's a strength because she worked on it and put the time into it. Are you doing that here? Right? Don't tell me you want to produce and have it be a strength and then write down you made 21 calls that day. What are we doing? Like, let's be real here, right? Like, if you say I need to make this amount of money and then you call 9 people, are you doing it? If you say I want to build a team and you're not willing to text and tell everybody about it, are you really doing it? Like, you're not. Like, that's a reality. We might not like it, but that's true, right? You can say you want this, but are your actions like mapping that back out, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you getting there where you can be like, hey, okay, like I'm doing the actions, and that's what you're going to see is the difference. Okay, so Bender, right? Last September, I sat at lunch. Bender and I got to have lunch last year. Love that we got to do it again this year. So, right, like,
I think maybe we should get Sean.
and I think Steve would be willing to say that I took what I heard at conference last year and I put it into action. Would we agree with that?
Without a doubt, you did.
Right. But it's because I worked my butt off for it. And I'm not working 80 hours a week, guys. Again, I'm not telling you that. But like I had some leaders come up to me and were like, basically told me, they were like, we will beat you with a baseball bat if you take your foot off the gas. Like you have so much momentum and so much potential to help people. Like keep growing. Don't let where you landed. And it's not like where we're at now is not a destination. It's just the next step. Right. And I met a lot of AOs that's the destination. And that's okay if that's what you want, but that's not what I want. That's not in my life and my mission where it is. And what's that go from? How are we going to go from excuses to ownership? How are we going from excuses to ownership?
Yeah.
Right? Like, are you going to learn how to own it? Right?
Yeah.
Like, where did I shift blame instead of taking ownership today? I had to do this. My kids did that. Oh, I was too busy for this. Whatever it is. own it. Like, own that side of it. Okay. And choosing to go from like comfort to discipline, right? Like, I didn't want to start 75 hard on Monday. I was tired, like beat. Like, I didn't want to start it there, but I need to. Like, I needed to do it. Like, my legs feel like 27,000 pounds right now. But I got up and got my 45 minutes in this morning. Like, I did my 10 pages of reading already because I'm just going to remind my body that, like, I'm in charge, right? That because we're naturally catered. Our DNA is to, like, make us want to be comfortable. That's how we're wired at our core. But right, you got to choose that over there, right? Now, here's the thing. Ask yourself this real question, okay? And I hope somebody's willing to share this. Where did you choose comfort today? And when you did, what did it cost you? So ask yourself, when I chose comfort in this today, what did it cost me? Right? And it doesn't have to be, I lost everything and I'm homeless. It's, hey, it cost me a day of producing. Hey, it cost me, a day of not being able to help people. Hey, it cost me the opportunity to get in front of more clients today. Whatever it is, right? It cost me the chance to grow as a leader today, right? Where did you choose comfort today and what did it cost you? Right? Anybody up for sharing?
Would you be okay with me giving the opposite because I'm really proud of it?
Absolutely. Even better, right? Like, if you didn't choose comfort, like, how did I choose not comfort? And what did it reward you? Right? The other side of that is, hey, I put comfort to the side, right? And what did it reward you? That's just as important to have that other side of it, for sure.
Yeah, so, and it was yesterday, but I finally went and talked to my old boss, um, about a few things that I needed to talk to him about. Um, and like at first it was scary and awkward and whatever, but it ended up being really, really good. And then I had signed up for like a networking event with like people in the like real estate sphere. And I got home and I really didn't want to go. I was just like, it'll be fine. I don't need to go. I could just sit and relax. And I was like, nah, dude, you said you were going to go, so go. And it was actually really, really good. Like, I'm going to start going once a month to do that. But I got to talk to a lot of different people, like some lenders, like just a bunch of different people in, the real estate sphere, and send out a few cards, give a few cards, that sort of thing. So that was really exciting. And I'm really proud of myself that I went, even though I was tired and didn't want to. And normally, like, I would have just been like, it's not that big of a deal. But it was.
Yeah, that's great, right? And I know for you, right, you've been putting off going and talking to your old boss, right? I know a little more of the specifics about that. So that's great, right? So on the other side of that, right, if you don't choose the comfort, you choose to do the thing that you feel is hard, right? Not only do you get to say not as what did it cost you, but what did it reward you, right? It might have rewarded you with new opportunities, new options. And, how are you taking advantage of that? So that, I think that's really good, right? Like, a big thing, and you've heard it. What's nice is we've heard a lot is, you know, acting, acting and training yourself to be the person you want to be, right? Like, are you acting like a team leader, a key leader, an agency owner when you're not one yet? Are you? Are you acting like a 130 because that's what you want to be? Are you acting like a subject matter expert because that's what you want to be, but you're not there yet? Whatever it is, right? You got to get from self-doubt to belonging, right? Like, what action do you take daily that says, I belong at the top,
Oh my.
right? I think you guys would probably universally agree about me that I acted like an agency owner far before I owned our agency, before I actually got to sign the paperwork at Symmetry that said, hey, I actually own it. What are you doing to do that? I think that's really, really, like, there. Like, and again, like, it ties into quit being so random and a monkey with a machine gun and be intentional. right? Like you know, you can have how, you know, Kristen said we start, like, we got all this stuff, boil it down to one or two things. You only need to do one or two things to start, then get those done, and then you can add the rest. And that's what I did a lot of coming out of conference last year. Okay, I gotta fix my production real quick. I gotta have cash flow coming in. I did. I went and wrote $53,000 in the month of October. That fixed some cash flow problems. Okay. And then, okay, what's that? I'm not building like the way I should. Like, I'm trying to bring some people, but boy, this is stupid. Right. Like, and Heidi will tell you, who's been here from the beginning, right? The way I'm onboarded, the way Heidi onboarded, right? The way, well, then and Kristen onboarded versus what we've built in the last 7, 8 months and what's available now. I mean, you guys that are coming on now, well, the lottery, like, like you have so many, like, you don't like, I just got thrown in the deep end and got told, go figure it out. Like, that's now it's like, okay, hey, like we have all these systems set up. So like what I'm asking is, did my actions today model what I want others to duplicate? That's what I ask myself, right? Do my actions model what I want others to duplicate? And that's the whole point of this, right? Is how do we multiply and duplicate? Who is that? Daniel. Sorry, muted. Okay. Right. So where do you think coming out now? Now we're at Thursday. Where do you think like a drift in your week has maybe come close to stealing the momentum you felt on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday?
I don't even think they wanted. I think they're kind of weak.
No one had that happen.
I want to say for me, like I came out of it obviously exhausted physically with my disability and whatnot, and I kind of went down, but I'm on the uprise now. So like I've got my brain back about me. I have a clear vision of what I need to do. I do have daily goals of what I'm going to achieve and then weekly. So like I'm coming back up into the motivation and that is that the word? The
Yeah, it works for you.
going forward. It's going forward. I'm now back, like ramping back up. If that makes sense. Like there was a lull, and then now I'm just.
I was kind of.
Yeah, we got to operate from rest too. Like we gotta, but we can say, oh, okay, hey, I'm gonna rest today, and I'm gonna comfort today, and then I'm gonna comfort tomorrow, and then that comfort never leads into discipline. Like that, you know, that side of it matters. And frankly, I'm gonna be really honest here. I need all of you to step up. I don't want so much attention to the line. I'm honest. Like y'all got to do some of the work. I'm serious. Like it's funny, but it's funny because it's true. Like I want people to be walking up to you guys saying, "Hey, what are you doing? How are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" Right? Like I don't want to hear my name 5,700 times. Like you guys need to step up and do that. Like that's my challenge to you all is like make it so like I can be like, hey, go talk to them. Right? Like I want to, you know, I want to have like that side of it. Um, and it's there, right? Like, so I don't know if you caught like what I was saying there, right? But we have our like mindset shifts again, right? Consumer to producer, right? Excuses to ownership, comfort to discipline, self-doubt to belonging, random to intentional. Those are like the framework until then. Right? Like, how do you do those things? Like, and then ask yourself, right? Pick one thing, not two, not three, not five. One thing. Starting today, I will. Right? Like, starting today, I will do this. What is that? Right? Like, what is that in your life? What does it like look like? Like, does anybody have anything that they've really mapped out saying, okay, hey, moving forward, starting today, starting this week, I'm going to be doing this?
Yeah, I'm actually tracking my dials. I'm making sure I'm looking at what I'm doing with specific, groups of leads and how I'm trying to resolve them when I'm actually dialing them. And so I'm not just dialing the same leads 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and not getting any contact. So I'm starting to track, and I'm doing that with everything. I'm being more intentional about the details I'm working on now.
Yeah, that's good, right? So that's something Miller knows he needs, you know, to work on there, right? Like,
I'll say something. Well, first I want to say, remember that one of my favorite quotes from conference was when he said, bravery is a discipline.
yep.
I loved that so much. I never thought about that. And how no one's a brave person. Like, anyone can be brave. Like it's a discipline. And I'm like, oh, that is so good. So I wrote that down. Well, for me, I need to get back to my whiteboard that Juanita's husband gave me because in July, I wrote the most apps I had since I started. And that was all because of my whiteboard and tracking, like Miller said, and being really intentional. And it still has July on there. So I didn't do it in August and I've been, haven't been as productive this month. So I know that it really does work and keep me focused, having clarity on what I'm doing, who I'm talking to, and all that. So
Don't make me send Gary over to your house. I'll send the enforcer over. So, but that's good. But you know it, right? So back to the SWOT, right? What's a weakness? A weakness is I wasn't intentional about making sure I'm really planning my goals. What was the strength? When I did, I had the most successful month writing apps I've ever had, right? That's how you start doing a SWOT analysis, okay? Is you look at that and then, right? So now you're reframing, how do I break that down? How do I set that up in there, right? So now you see that and you can say it's there. So, this is the difference between a manager and a leader for me, and it goes back to what Jessica's always said, is what she just talked about. It's courage, right? It's the discipline to do the hard thing, right? And for me, like I got to share this with if you guys all haven't read Brave Habit by Todd Henry, like go read it. Like it's an incredible book. And I got to share this with Todd. I got to talk to Todd a little bit, which was awesome. I'm gonna work on some stuff and hopefully have him do some stuff for our team. He talks about in his book how everybody remembers monkey bars when we're kids and you go on the monkey bars and you swing, but what keeps you going forward is momentum, right? And how many times did you ever get stuck or see a kid get stuck because they were scared to let go of that bar behind them? Right. And the way he broke that down for me was just like such a right. Like that was so good. And I really looked at for me, like, what have and I've worked really hard at letting go of that this year. And that stuff I did. Like for me, it was letting go of losing all that money we were owed, the shame of talking about my past and not having my personal family, not like my family is Mel's family, but my personal family, like thinking it's a bad reflection on them when it's not. Like they didn't have anything to, well, a little bit they did, but that side of it. But when you let go and you start swinging forward, isn't it easier just to keep going with all that momentum because you let go of it? Right? Like now all of a sudden you're going forward, right? And you're like there. That momentum is there. Like example, if you need to go walk a mile today, if you go take a step and then stop, and then go take a step and then stop, and then go take a step and stop. How long? It's going to take you 3 hours to walk something that you can do in 12 to 15 minutes at like a slow pace, right? Because you don't have that momentum there. So like let go of that. Man, it is friggin', it is awesome. So that super helped me there. Miss Anderson.
I have just been becoming very very intentional, like Kristen put in the chat about my calendar because there's so much going on, and there's so much follow up in what I'm doing, and making sure that I'm putting the time in for my dialing, for my follow up, for also for people who are booking on my calendar. I've had to be very intentional about that and learning how to use the tools available to make that more efficient and effective, because sometimes I just feel like I'm a chicken with my head cut off running around like, oh, you know, what do I do to have this? I have this, I have this. But, you know, just time blocking and being very intentional and not feeling bad if I don't have a space open. That just means, you know, I'm busy. So just trying to do that, because apparently I'm a nurturer. I don't know, but I'm always trying to make everybody happy. I don't want anybody to not get what they want. So I'm having to be very intentional about that.
Why does it bug you so much that you feel that that is really what you are? Why does it
I
do
don't
you feel it?
know.
What do you feel like it's a lower status?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why. I guess, no, it's a good thing. I just feel like when I went to therapy years ago, my therapist told me that I was a consummate people pleaser.
Okay.
And so I've been trying to change that, but obviously it's part of who I am.
Right.
And
Just
I
because
have
they're
to,
a therapist doesn't mean they have the right answer.
right. And I just have to be okay with who I am. And, you know, even though
My challenge to you is
it's not a bad thing.
it's not, is to reframe it, right? Like, so it's funny. I've joked with Jim for months about it. I'm like, just wait till you get to meet her. She thinks she's not a nurturer. I'm like, you know, like I crack up over it. I'm like, okay, whatever. So like that, you know, that side of it's there. Um, you know, on
But
how
I
it,
do have to tell the backstory on it because, you know, I've done the
yeah,
5 voices 4 times and it always comes up with creative, connector, either nurture or pioneer. But but I've also, maybe I'm answering the questions the way I want them to be, not the way I actually am.
correct.
So
People can do that. So
yes.
I can answer those questions and make myself like a pioneer guardian. And that is not me. Like that's right. Like that's definitely not me. So
I know. And Trevor said to me, "You're a nurturer, right?" And I'm like, "No."
yeah, she got so see that she was so excited about it. I really challenge you to look at that a little bit more.
I will. I will.
All right.
Can I
Mrs.
say
Groot,
something to
yes.
Onetta?
Uh-huh.
You are a nurturer, but it's the most beautiful thing. And I don't want to get
Yes.
emotional, but there's
She's the
several of us that
best.
would not be here if it weren't for you. So
Yes.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Lead into it. Again, know yourself to lead yourself. Right? Know yourself to lead yourself. Mrs. Groothouse.
Yeah, so I feel you, Walnetta. I just want to say that first. Like, I've always, there's always been a part of me that has thought that like my compassion and like sensitivity and like desire to like make sure that other people are taken care of as like a weakness. But I've really started to see that that's what the world needs more of. Like, it really is a gift. Like, the fact that somebody can be crying and it makes me want to cry because they're hurting and it hurts me, like, that's actually really, really beautiful. You know what I mean? And like, there's a lot, I think, that it can make me a better leader. You know what I mean? Because I can like genuinely be like, okay, like how, you know what I mean? Like, how can I, like, there's a strength to it, is all I'm saying, you know? But yeah, I think it just gets taken as like a, oh, you're weak, you're emotional. Now screw that. Yes, I'm emotional, dude, and it's beautiful. But I was gonna say, so as far as like being more intentional, the last couple weeks I've been really trying to get creative with ways to come up with the funds to get leads. So I haven't been able to buy leads in a while. And just trying to call the same leads over and over is just useless. It's a waste of my time. but I've been really intentional in like coming up with ways to do that and actually getting out there and doing those things. Um, and it's actually been really fun. Like one of the things that I have started looking into is like, because AI is taking over the world, you know? Um, but I've been learning about all different sorts of AI. There's like this website that trains on literally anything you could ever want to do with AI. And so I've like been down that rabbit hole and I'm like, shoot, I could just like start helping random people like when I went and talked to my boss yesterday after going through all my stuff that I made, he's like, wow, you did a great job on this. How long did it take you? And I was like, well, I used AI for a lot of it. He's like, oh, I wish I could do stuff like this. And I'm like, I could do it for you, for a small fee. You know what I mean? But yeah, just like getting creative and like letting it be an expanding rather than like a fear thing. Like I've been in this fear and like lack state for months now where I'm just like, I have to have money. I have to have money. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know what I mean? But yeah, just really coming to more of a place of like, there's so much opportunity out there. There's so much good stuff out there. And as long as I'm just like open and willing and just willing to put in the footwork, you know what I mean? Like, I will make this work. Like, I don't care what it takes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what it takes. If it takes door knocking, that's another thing I'm about to start doing. You know what I mean? And just putting like flyers on people, like whatever it takes, I will do this. Yeah, and it's been really good. So
Miss Sandra.
Yeah, so so many things to say, but the last question that you had asked when I put up my hand was what one thing are you implementing? And of course, there's more than just one, but one thing is definitely a non-negotiable for me is the reading at least 10 pages every day. I've been reading. Of course, we have our book club with Kristen and some others, but it became more of like, and that's why I joined the book club, was to make sure I would read because I haven't been a reader in the past as much, but definitely always these types of books when I do read, not like I've never been a novel, like a fiction reader or anything like that. But yeah, so and I am proud of myself that I did it earlier in the day today because I know that with myself I can let the day get away and then I'm like, oh, then I got to try to read before bed and then I'm going to sleep. So but in the past I've only made sure I've been reading in time for book club. So for sure on that, and actually that just kind of ties into what I took from the week, which is so many things, and I've been trying to narrow down just the 2 or 3 things, that I did get out of it because there's so much. And I think the main thing that I took from multiple people, because like Kristen, kind of piggyback on Kristen, I know I'm a builder. I know I'm a relationship builder. I know I'm a leader. I am outside of symmetry. And actually, I think that helps tie into it, but I only have one more year as my leadership in the other one. So I'm kind of sad about that with my rodeo thing. But the main thing too, and I'm going to just share with y'all what I read today because I had to go back. I actually started Ego is the Enemy on the plane the other day because it was a small book that I could easily take on the plane and it was big enough print that I know I could read it on the plane. And then, I was like, but I don't really think ego is my thing. But it might be because here it says, because I know where I came from in insurance, I know what I was doing, and I know that's what I expected to do, and then I didn't as far as production comes. And so I feel like building will come more easily for me, and it has. I know I need to still hone that skill as well, kind of like the call we were on today. But what he said, what I read the other day, and I had to go back and read it, was that he said, just one thing keeps ego around, and that's comfort. Pursuing great work, whether it's in sports or art or business, is often terrifying. Ego soothes that fear. And when I read that on the plane, I was like, okay, so maybe that is what's stopping me. I'm expecting to do what I did before with my last company. And what if I don't? What if I don't? And that stops me, I think, in my production part of it. but everyone that I talk to about how do you keep other people, how do you keep from comparing yourself to other people? Literally everyone that I talk to about that, Jim Larson, Jim Russman, the Gainies, they all basically all boil down to just stay in your lane. So stay in your lane. Yes, you want to compare to like, how Sarah Reineke says she's always looking for the next one. Like, okay, who am I trying to go? Where am I trying to go next? So you do have to do that, but don't let it stop you. Just stay in your lane, focus on, so that's my main takeaway. Stay in my lane, focus on my own work, my own production and my own team, and quit looking at other people's things and thinking that's going to be my same, whether it's good or bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you want to look at both, right? Like I'm looking at the leaders of where I want to be, right? Like, but I'm looking at them for what I should be shooting for, not comparing myself to and then beating myself up because I'm not yet being the key word, right? Like you got to learn how to manage like that side of it and what you're willing to do there. So, right. So now you know that. And now the question is back to like the SWOT again, right? So what are my strengths there? What are my weaknesses? What's the threat? The threat is my ego can get in the way and then I'm not doing anything, right? But what's the opportunity? That's what you got to look at. Does that make
I
sense?
just want, oh,
Yes.
I keep
Yes, it
cutting
does.
people
Thank
off.
you. Yes, it does. Thank you.
Sandra, I need to know, did you make the margarita?
Yes,
Make it?
yes, I made the Lissy Rita. What day was that? Saturday, Sunday. No, we came back Saturday. So Sunday, I guess. Anyway, I don't know what day it was, but yes, I did. It was very good, Lissy.
Good. I just wanted to say that acting as if, and Trevor, you brought this up, like you acted like an AL before you were. I've known that with all my spiritual teachers and all the meditation and all the things I've done for a long time. And I don't know why I struggle with it so much. It's helped me in so many other aspects of my life. So I'm just really trying to adopt that in this business, is like, just act as if I'm already this, already that, and stop holding myself back, because I know I hold myself back quite a bit. So just trying to be better with that. And that was a really big takeaway from conference, but just like listening to Jim Larson yesterday again on the call and like getting that fire back. He's so amazing. It's awesome. I feel like he's like staring into my soul when he talks to me. It's so great. So yeah, trying to be better about that.
Good, right? So let go of the monkey bar. Let go of that. So, right. Well, let's go get to work and appreciate everybody. And, let's get after it, right? Like hold each other accountable. Let's get there, right? Don't come to this call just to have it be another call, right? Take something and put it into action and let's go change the world, boys and girls. Don't what? Oh yeah. You don't want to miss Friday's huddle call. We're hosting. We got some guests coming on. So you saw who we brought before the end of conference. You'll like who we're bringing after conference. So
Excited.
yeah, it'll be good.
Thank you, Trevor.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey Daniel, you just want to wait here?